Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to episode 3 of the Void Terraformer Build Journal. I'm just having myself a little bit of well-deserved R&R, but today we are going to go over building mini-reactors 3 and 4, as well as getting some more piping set up. So, once again, I appreciate you coming by and checking this out, and let's get to it. So back in episode 1, if you remember, I glossed over the building of mini reactor number 1 because I said I'd found a better way to do it over here. Well, let's go through that. So to build it and mini reactor 1, I used a locked crate. These are one of the easiest objects to do a BCE with because when you push your build camera through and down to the ground, you'll see that little white square on the ground. That square is actually representative of the locked crate and will rotate as you spin the crate. So it is one of very few pieces that you can actually see how the BCE is coming together from the inside. Very handy. Well, that looks pretty symmetrical to me, so let's start putting the deco on the inside. Now, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, this deco you put on the inside has to be done right now. Once you leave build camera, you aren't going to access the inside of this BCE again. So I go ahead and put the work lights around at the four corners, because like I said, I like the look. And then normally you would not be able to green state a fissure in the middle here. But you can green state a bubble cluster and adjacency to a fissure. Boom! Mic drop. Well, that's enough self-congratulatory gaping. Now it's time to put some piping down into the reactor. So first I place a cylinder on top, place another cylinder on top of that one, delete the bottom one, green state it back, go ahead and adjacency to a paver, place another paver below that, adjacency to a cylinder so it's punched down inside the reactor. Then I go ahead and set up a paver off to the side, then put a lab lamp on top of the cylinder, and use the paver to punch a pipe down into the lab lamp like I have been all along. Now it's time to get the piping headed towards the other end of this underground clearing I'm building in here, which is where I'm going to put the 5th mini reactor. So first I use my little balancing RL1 trick to get the pipe positioned how I wanted, and then I run the first bit of piping laying in the pill lights and the wires as I have been. So after I get the pipe and started heading in that direction, I go back to the front side of the underground clearing and start building the 5th mini reactor. For this one, I decided I was going to again go with a bed BCE. I ended up liking the look of that 3rd mini reactor, so I've got a bit more room over here. I think I'll be good. And I really liked the total wire control that I used from Beeble, again, always. And so I decided I'd do that on this reactor as well. So I go ahead and get that all set up and then start putting together the bed BCE. So once I get the bed BCE built, I go ahead and start putting the work lights on the inside, and I figure I might as well put a fissure in the middle again, because I really like that look on Reactor 4. So a quick note about that bubble cluster adjacency. The bubble clusters themselves have very little collision, almost nothing, and so you can fit them in all sorts of places, and then adjacency to whatever glitch you want, because that stabilized glitches menu is completely dependent on what you have in your inventory. So if all you have is bubble clusters and the glitch you want to put in there, you're going to automatically be able to adjacency to it. It's very handy. Also, you want to make sure that you don't go outside of the middle when you're putting that last one in, because then it'll block you out of getting back into the middle to put the bubble cluster down. Quick little note. So once I get the interior of the BCE set, I do a quick banana and come back to start putting some piping in. First off, I want to set a wire to glitch the curve pipe onto though. So when you're placing this wire, the curved pipe will come in with the opposite end pointed 45 degrees counterclockwise along the face of a paver from where the wire is placed. So you simply run your wire out the direction you want the pipe to be facing, bring it back in, rotate it 45 degrees counterclockwise along the face, and that will give you a wire at the correct angle to glitch your curved pipe onto. Once I get that wire placed, it's time to bring the piping over from the other reactor so I can make sure that it merges into this center column of piping for this reactor the way I want it to. Only had to back it off and come in at it from a different angle once, which for me, that's pretty good odds, so I'll take it. But after that one misfire, I got a pipe punched into the top cylinder just how I wanted it to. Once I got that done, it was time to set up the middle of the reactor. Now, I had put a battery down there because even though the compound bulbs wouldn't work, I figured I could put gas extractors down there, and then on each gas extractor, I can also glitch signal beacons, give it a nice little beam of light coming out of the middle of the reactor along with the light from the fissure. Now, when you're glitching in these signal beacons, I know there's a lot of glitch points down there. The key thing to remember is the glitch points that are on the gas extractors are all upside down, while the glitch points on the battery are all right side up. There's only 4 down there that are right side up. Those are the ones you want to glitch your signal beacons onto. Comes out looking pretty cool. I'm going to go with it. Now it's time to use those angled wires I set up with Beeble's Total Wire Control. Instead of SRTs, this time I figure I'm going to use underwater doors. However, the problem with underwater doors is they are incredibly finicky and susceptible to cascade deletion. So I do a banana after every successful glitch, just to be on the safe side. So there we have it, mini reactors 4 and 5 assembled. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check back in a couple days for episode 4, where I'm going to go over putting deco on all the reactors as well as getting the piping run above ground. So I'll talk to y'all soon.